Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and today we're going to do January wrap-up, and we're going to talk about some books, we're going to talk about some writing, we're going to talk about The Artist's Way, we're going to talk about some television shows, we're just going to kind of chat over some coffee, because I had my artist date today. Let's get started. We're going to go over the books that I read in January, because I read quite a bit of them. I read books 1 through 6 of the Sookie Stackhouse series. That would be Dead Until Dark, Living Dead in Dallas, Club Dead, Dead to the World, Dead as a Doornail, Definitely Dead, and I am currently reading Altogether Dead. I have like 40 or 50 pages left of it. Next, we're going to go to Cassandra Clare. I read City of Lost Souls from the Mortal Instruments. And then, based on someone's suggestion, I read Infernal Devices Book 1, Clockwork Prince. I'm about to, once I finish Sookie Stackhouse book, that one I'm going to go ahead and read Clockwork Angel. And then hopefully by the end of February I will have read Clockwork Princess, because after that I will move on to the City of Heavenly Fire, and then I will read the Bane Chronicles. I'm hoping that by the end of February I will have wrapped up all of those. I know there's a new book out. I'm also hoping to get done with book 8 and book 9 from the Sookie Stackhouse series, which would be From Dead to Worse and Dead and Gone. I'm hoping that by March maybe I can finish the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I also read Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I read Illuminae by Amy, and I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I'm not even going to try to butcher it. I read Abraham Lincoln the Vampire Hunter. I read Deeply Odd, and I'm in the process now of reading Odd Interlude, because after that I read Odd Apocalypse, I think, and that's the last one in the series, and that's so upsetting. I am also currently reading All Your Novel, rereading it, and Writing Down the Bones. I'm hoping that maybe in February I can also read Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers. And then I will need to get the third book in the Bill Hodges trilogy by Stephen King that goes along with Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers. And I also need to read Revival by Stephen King. I am three-fourths of the way through The Talisman. And then after I read The Talisman, then I'll go on to Cassandra Clare's. I have some other books I want to look up and some other books I want to reread. But for now, that's pretty much what is on my plate for that. Now, since we talk about series ending, I'm going to go on to the TV shows. Haven. Haven ended. I watched the last episode. I mean, they closed it up pretty good. And, they diverted a lot from the book. The Colorado Kid book by Stephen King was a novella. It was a short book. But that was such a friggin' awesome show. I loved it. And it's gone. How about they are gone? Constantine. It's gone. One season. NCIS is not gone, but Tony is supposed to be leaving. So I'm hoping if he is actually going to leave, that they're going to let him on the show be with Ziva, and then that will kind of be the end of that, hopefully. I mean, that way he has like a happy ending. I'm also watching The Scorpions, The Blacklist, Crossing Lines, Sleepy Hollow, The Arrow, The Flash, The Vampire Diaries, the originals, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, which I really like. Really like Sleepy Hollow too. Longmire, which was canceled and then Netflix picked it up. Blind Spot, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Magicians, The Expanse, Killjoys, Dark Matter. My son turned me on to those two, and they're really good. I actually really like. I can't wait for them to have the new episodes. Lucifer, which was hilarious. He's a witty, snarky, arrogant shit, which is kind of what you expect from, somebody who's going to portray Lucifer. But he comes down to earth, and he's intrigued by this woman he can't read. He can't turn his magic on her. He can't tempt her. So he's wondering what in the hell. And he's actually tempted by her, by humanity, by her humanity. And I've been watching the Shannara Chronicles. I read the book. That's why I kind of led to this. I read the book, The Elfstones of Shannara. I know that's book 2. My son has the omnibus, The Sword of Shannara, and all that good stuff. He's trying to find it. When he finds it, I will read it. That way I can read book 1 and book 3, and I'll be good to go. And I watched The Shadowhunters. Big disappointment, very cheesy. Maybe I'm old, or maybe it's just that cheesy, but I think they could have appealed to a much broader audience if they hadn't made it quite so cheesy. I watched episode 3, parts of it, and I gritted my teeth. I was like, ugh. So that's it for the shows. There are probably a lot of other ones like Criminal Minds, Supernatural. I'm a big Supernatural fan, y'all. But anyway, so like I said, January I read like 15 or 16 books. I'm watching a ton of shows, some of them new, some of them not. So, the writing. Over the past week since I've been sick, I think I've only written probably like 3 scenes. So, I've probably written about 3,000 words, maybe 4 altogether. I know one of the scenes I hand wrote, and it was 3 pages long, so that was about 750 words. That wasn't too bad. So I've probably written about a little bit over 3,000 words in the past week, which is nothing. I usually write that in a day or two. On my good days, I can write that in a day or two. But I am writing, and that's what's important. I've been sick, so I am actually losing weight, and my appetite's decreased, and I have still been trying to get outside and walk around the yard. One day it rained, and I did the walk at home, but instead of doing the extra stuff that she does, I just did the walking, and I did it slow, at a slow pace, because I was sick. And instead of doing the whole 20-something minute video, I kind of did it for like, I think it was 20-something minutes, that video, and I think I did it for like 16 minutes. That was all I could hang with because I'm sick, and there were 1 or 2 days where I didn't walk at all, other than outside in the yard and to the mailbox, or walked around the backyard. But my appetite has decreased, so my portion size has decreased because 1, it can't taste much, 2, I just don't feel good. And we've been eating lighter weight stuff like soup and stuff like that too because we're all sick in our house. Just the artist way. I am really enjoying it. This week is all about self-sabotage and poisonous, toxic stuff in your life, like friends or coworkers or classmates or family members or yourself. If you are toxic to yourself, if you sabotage yourself, and I do. And I think what it boils down to, I think of myself as a writer, but I realized that I'm not working at this like it's a regular job. And that might be why people aren't taking me seriously and aren't considering it a real job themselves. Because I haven't really been. I say it's my job, but instead of getting up in the mornings and getting up and being on a schedule and working like I would if I were a regular job, I get up when I want to. Sometimes I do laundry, I wash dishes, I clean up, I organize, I take procrastination breaks from my writing by doing all those things because 1, they need to be done, and 2, it's an excuse not to write. Family members call and they're like, oh, well, can you do so and so? I mean, I say sometimes, well, I'm writing, but instead of treating my job, me and them, treating my job like it's a job, where people don't call you at your job unless it's important, an emergency, that kind of thing. I haven't really been treating it that way. I thought, I don't really have anybody to blame but myself. And I do feel guilty and I do feel selfish when I say, no, I can't socialize, I'm writing. Or when I say, no, I'm busy, I'm writing. But to tell you the truth, some people it wouldn't matter if I said that and I meant it. Other people it would. But I figure, I have a much better chance of taking myself seriously and other people taking me seriously if my actions are speaking that it is serious. Starting this morning, I got up early. I set an alarm. I got up, I made coffee, I got dressed, and while my coffee brewed, I wrote my morning pages because it takes 3 minutes for my coffee to brew. And then after my coffee brews, I take my journal and my pen and my cup of coffee and I continue to write. Some mornings I just brew the coffee, go to the bathroom, wash my face, blah, blah, blah. And then when the coffee's ready, I start my morning pages. I'm not doing them immediately when I get up because I'm not coherent enough to do them when I get up. I don't do anything without having to have coffee first for the most part. Every once in a blue moon if it's an emergency. I got up this morning. Then when I got dressed and everything, I went to work. And I got some stuff done. I had to run errands today though. It's 1:24 right now as I do this. And I took a break, like a lunch hour. And I went and mailed some stuff off. Mailing stuff to Canada is not going to work. They want more than what I paid for the book. So I have emailed Hannah, and if she emails me back, I'm going to send it to her, and hopefully it won't be a problem to send it to her as a gift from Amazon. And then I'm going to give the book to somebody else who was on the giveaway thing, and who I'm going to find out who doesn't have it. And out of those names, then I'll pick a name and I'll send it. Because I've already sent the journal out to Malia. Yeah, so I'm on a schedule. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to go to work in here. This is my job. This is my area of work. This hat does not want to stay on. And so when I come in here and I go to work, I will take a break like you would any other normal job and spend 15 minutes, and I will get up and move around. I'll get myself another cup of coffee. I'll go to the bathroom. Something like that. And when I take my lunch, I'll take a 30-minute lunch hour. I'll either go grab me something to eat. If it's on the day that I do my artist date, then I'll take an hour lunch and I'll go do my artist date, get out of the house, and that way I'm actually doing something. But I think it's really important that I do this. From now on, the staying up late, writing late, that kind of thing, I'm not doing it anymore. At least I hope not. There might be nights when I do it. Like if the inspiration hits me, then I'm not going to pass it up by any means. But I think I really just need to do that. I need to take it more seriously. I really need to. That's what I'm going to do. I have realized through the past week and a half that I sabotage myself out of fear, out of guilt, out of shame, out of insecurity, self-doubt, all that good stuff. And I can't continue to do that. If I were being paid to write, even if I were only making $3,000 or $5,000 a year for my book the first year, I mean, let's just say I would actually be getting paid for if my books were being sold, no matter how much or how little, then it would be taken a lot more seriously by myself and by other people. I need to get to that mentality where we're going to think about this as a business. I'm going to be really serious about it. And that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you guys have a really good one. This is what's been going on with me for January. Oh, I have been art journaling every day. I do need to do today's, but I did yesterday's. I haven't skipped a day. But before I close out, yeah, that was me on the laptop because I'm sick. I'm trying to change things up. I'm going to go back to having a real, like a Hobonichi and my Hobonichi, because they're doing prompts for February. So people actually did some prompts for the Hobonichi for February, and they've got several different prompt challenge things going on for February that a lot of people are going to be doing in the Hobonichi Journalers group. Really excited about them. I'm going to try to just keep illustrate your life, draw your life kind of day. The Hobonichi I always used for like the prompts and fun. So I probably may end up going back to that, where people don't really get to read what I write very much in the Hobonichi. It's more about sketching my life, illustrating my life, that kind of thing. And we're going to leave the fun and the little pictures and the clip art and all that good kind of stuff, stickers, for the Hobonichi. I'm going to stick to the drawing with the Hobonichi, and the Hobonichi will be everything, anything, whatever I want to do. But that's what's going on. I've got creative pursuits. I'm pursuing them. February, like Persephone said, is going to be the new start for the new year. January is the trial month. January is your free 30-day trial for the year, and we really start today. That was my January wrap-up. Not bad, though, considering how the first couple of days went in January. Not bad. About it all. Except for this being sick shit. I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you soon. Wednesday will be Coffee Chat Wednesday, and Friday will be the Artist Way wrap-up for the week. Thanks. Bye.